Now we're going to move to NF1, which is adding or subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. Before we begin to add or subtract fractions, we must first understand what fractions are. Fractions consist of a numerator, which is the top number, and the denominator, which is the bottom number. When we're adding or subtracting fractions with unlike denominators, we have to make sure that our bottom numbers are the same. So for the first example, we're going to use 1/3, and we're going to take 1/4. I can't do anything with these numbers at the moment because the denominator here is 3 and the denominator here is 4. In order to achieve the same denominator, we have to do multiples until they reach the exact same number. So the method that I'll use is I'm going to draw my line out, and I'm just going to do the multiples of 3. So I have 3, because that's 3 times 1. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. And now I'm going to do the multiples for 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. So now I have a 12 here and a 12 there. That lets me know that I've reached the equal or the same denominator. But now I have to do the multiples of the numerator to create a new fraction. So 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 4 is 4. I have to do the same thing for this fraction. 2, 3. So now I have my two new fractions, being 4/12 and 3/12. And now I can add or subtract them because the denominators are the same. Now that we have our fractions with like denominators, 3/12 plus 4/12, we're simply just going to add them across. But the first thing that I do is I bring the denominator across, which is 12, because we don't add our denominators. We simply add our numerators, which are 3 and 4. So I'm going to rewrite my fractions with only one denominator, being 12, because the denominator, again, we do not add the denominator, simply the numerators. So 3 plus 4 is 7, and our denominator stays the same at 12. So 3/12 plus 4/12 will give us 7/12. Okay, let's try two different fractions. We have 2/8 plus 3/6. My denominators are 8 and 6. I can't add them because the denominators are different. So the first thing that we're going to do is the multiples of the denominator. So I have 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. Now we're going to do the denominator 6. So I have 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 4 is 24. So I have a 24 here, and I have a 24 there. So that will be my denominator for this problem. But now I have to do the multiples for the numerator. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. So that's my new fraction for 2/8. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. So this will be my new fraction for 3/6. Now I'm going to rewrite the problem, and we're going to add them with like denominators. All right, so now I've rewritten my problem. I have 6/24 plus 12/24. Again, I don't add my denominator, so I just bring it over, place my 24 there. All I'm doing is adding 6 and 12. So I'll place my 6 and 12 there. Again, my denominator will remain 24. And once I add 6 plus 12, I'll get 18. So my answer will be 18/24. All right, now let's do subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. My first fraction is 2/3, and I'm going to subtract from it 1/2. but I can't do anything yet because my denominator here is 3 and my denominator here is 2. So I need to get a common denominator or a least common multiple. So I'm going to start with my top denominator and do the multiples of 3. So I have 3, 6, 9, and I'm going to go to my bottom denominator, have 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. So I have a 6 here and a 6 down there. So that lets me know that I have a common denominator of 6. Now I just need to do the multiples for the numerator. So I have 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So that's my new fraction. And now I need to do the multiples for 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3. So that's my new fraction for 1/2. So now I just need to subtract 3/6 from 4/6. Okay, now I've rewritten my fractions. I have 4/6 minus 3/6. If you can recall from the previous problems, we do not subtract denominators, so I'm just going to rewrite my denominator because my denominator will still be 6. But now I'm just going to subtract 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3 will give me 1. So the answer to 4/6 minus 3/6 will be 1/6. All right, let's do another problem. We have 7/8 minus 4/6. One denominator is 8. The other denominator is 6. The first thing we're going to do is do the multiples for our denominator, which is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 4 is 32. We're going to move down to the 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 4 is 24. So now I have a 24 here and a 24 there. I have my common denominator. Now I need to do the multiples for my numerator. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21. So there's my new fraction for 7/8. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. So now I have my new fraction for 4/6. Now we're going to rewrite them, and we're going to subtract 16/24 from 21/24. All right, so now we have 21/24 minus 16/24. First thing I'm going to do is bring my denominator over because we are not subtracting our denominator. So our end denominator is 24. But now I'm going to take 21 and subtract from it 16. 21 minus 16 is 5. So the answer to 21/24 minus 16/24 is 5/24.
Can't do, they ain't nothing I can't do. They ain't nothing I can't do. They ain't nothing I can't do. I can't do, they ain't nothing I can't do. They ain't nothing I can't do. Look, it ain't nothing I can't do. Might walk on hard, I won't go still. Gotta go hard, but I ain't gotta do it myself. I can't do, they ain't nothing I can't do. Feeling like I can't lose, ain't nothing I can't do.